Amazon's entry into the e-ink note-taking market with the Kindle Scribe is finally here. It's sweet, it's cheap, let's talk about it. I've been using this over the past couple days for everything from casual reading of books or manga to note-taking in digital notebooks or markup of books that I'm reading that I'm going to teach on for class. And over that time, it's been an absolute pleasure to use. I found myself really enjoying this, which is something that I really didn't expect going into it, as I am a big fan of just the normal pen and paper, as you probably know if you've been around this channel for a while. Now, the Kindle Scribe isn't perfect. There are some flaws and some other minor annoyances to it, but one thing that is really, really great on it is the writing experience itself. It has that's core to this particular Kindle's functionality. I mean, it is called the Scribe after all. I think it's a win for Amazon. The tactile feel of the pen on the Kindle itself is fantastic. This writing experience easily beats using the Apple Pencil to write on an iPad display. I mean, there you're using the Apple Pencil, which is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, the incredible low latency that they have there and the responsiveness, as well as the different levels of shading that you get with different levels of pressure, is remarkable. But it is a plastic tip writing on glass, and it feels exactly like that. Whereas with the Kindle Scribe, there's this matte texture to the Kindle's glass, which gives you a nice tactile writing experience, as well as, just this kind of scratchy feel. And hold up here, I mean that in a good way. You actually get an audible response when writing on the device, and it just sounds fantastic, like you're using a pen on a piece of paper. I mean, just listen to it, it's great. The other thing is the responsiveness of the writing itself. I was frankly expecting to be disappointed here, but I'm not. Amazon has reduced the latency enough that it really feels like I'm taking ink to paper, and I really can't tell that there's any delay between when I'm actually making the movements and the writing is appearing on the page. That's great. If you look at it purely from the tactile experience aspect of using a stylus thing as well as a digital device, the Kindle Scribe handily beats the iPad writing experience, even with the Apple Pencil 2, which I absolutely love. Now, of course, complementing the tip on the front, you have the eraser on the back, which you have to put a little bit of pressure for it to actually activate. And when you do, it works pretty well, and it feels like you're just, taking a pencil eraser and erasing the text on the page. The device itself is made from aluminum glass, as you would expect from a modern premium product, and it's so incredibly thin and light that it's very comfortable to use even at its large size. And that's another benefit of this Kindle over competing Kindles, in that this is the largest screen Kindle you can buy, which makes reading a large amount of text or viewing a PDF on the screen that you want to mark up much easier than on a smaller, 6.5-inch device. And of course, being a device released in 2022, it comes with USB-C standard as a charging port. To top all that off, it starts at a very reasonable price of only $339 with the basic pencil and the Kindle itself. Now, of course, if you want to get the premium pen with an extra little highlight button here or the leather case, that's an additional cost, but you really don't need it to just get started. So let's talk about a couple of things I think are misses when it comes to the Kindle Scribe. First up, and this isn't a huge issue, is the pen feels a bit cheap, especially when compared to the premium nature of the Kindle Scribe itself. Now, it's not that it's made out of plastic or that it's light. Those are both good things in my book. It's that just the tolerances that they use to make this seem like they're very loose. In fact, if you shake it, you can kind of hear this little clicking noise inside the pencil, which I think comes from this highlight button here, because if you hold down on that clicking noise just disappears. Now, I did say minor annoyances. I know that's nitpicky, but that's what this segment is all about. The next thing is the lack of page turn buttons. Now, I know I said in the paperweight video that I didn't care about the lack of page turn videos in that context. I do here. As you can see, the Kindle Scribe has asymmetric sides, means you're naturally wanting to grip it over here with your thumb, and page turn buttons on that side just seem to make sense. I don't know why they didn't include them. Going back to another complaint about the pencil, doesn't have to do with the pencil itself, but actually has to do with how the eraser is handled in the Kindle software. You see, it seems like they're trying to be smart about what they erase, so they catch little things on the edge so you don't have to erase every little last dot, but I really wish there was a setting to disable that, because otherwise you get this weird behavior where the eraser can erase large sections that you really don't want erased. In fact, the software is where most of my complaints with the Kindle Scribe lay. Now, this is a good thing because Amazon can release firmware updates which improve that software quality and the end user experience. The bad thing is that Amazon is really bad about releasing software updates for the Kindle that improve the user experience. Now, being a first-generation product, maybe we will actually see them do that with the Kindle Scribe, but I wouldn't buy this now expecting them to improve it down the line. The first of these are the notebook styles that you can select. The Kindle Scribe has this dedicated notebook section where you can create individual notebooks and folders of notebooks that you can take just handwritten notes in. And they do allow you to select from a wide variety of different paper types and styles with, dots and grids and lines and check marks and calendars and stuff like that. Unfortunately, you can only set those paper styles on a notebook by notebook basis. There's really no reason on a digital device where you can't set those on a page by page basis. It's such an obvious behavior that it really surprised me the first time when I went to switch a page in a notebook and actually switched every single page in that notebook. The other thing is there is no handwriting to text transition. In fact, as far as I'm able to tell, there's no OCRing of the notes that you take at all, which is a real negative. It makes searching your notes with text a bit of a pain, but I can live without that. The things that really bother me though come down to the editing of the text on the page. You see, there really isn't any. You can highlight text, you can write new text, and you can erase text, and that's it. There's no ability to zoom in or zoom out. There's no ability to, lasso a group of text and just drag it somewhere else on the display. And once again, for a digital device, that's a real limitation. I mean, why wouldn't you allow that? That is one of the major advantages of this over a piece of paper and pen, that you can edit things on the fly quite easily, except you can't. The other huge irritation for me comes in marking up books themselves, and that would be my primary use case for this device. You see, there is no direct markup of the text whatsoever. Instead, you have to go back to the normal behavior of holding down your finger on a word, selecting a bunch of words, selecting highlight from the pop-up menu, and then selecting to add a note to that. Then, once you add the note, you can, of course, start jotting down, handwriting a note that minimizes itself into this little sticky note-like feature. You can customize the button on the premium pen to allow you to quickly add a sticky note somewhere, but there is no direct markup of page or highlighting using the tip of text, and that is a major loss for me. Now, don't yell at me, I know this is an ebook. You can enlarge it and zoom in and make the words bigger and smaller, and that has limitations when it comes to, taking notes directly on the page and marking up a book. But this is a solvable problem, and Amazon has taken the easy way out, and that's a real disappointment for me, because that's what I like to do. I like to mark up my books using the pen that comes with the Kindle. At the very least, I should be able to highlight words and passages with the pen itself. Now, before moving on to my final thoughts, I want to talk briefly on this case. Now, this is the premium leather case. I chose to go all out to, give Amazon another chance, because last time I bought a leather case from them, I was really disappointed. This time, I really like the quality, the feel, and yes, even the smell of the leather that they provided. The front cover design is excellent. There's a cutout on both the left and the right, allowing you to have the pencil attached there without, getting in the way and bulging out the cover. And the fact that the back side doesn't have that bulge means that the pencil won't roll off the back while it's in your bag. That's pretty cool. I'm glad Amazon thought about that. They also have this little pen sleeve on the bottom that you can slip the pen/pencil, whatever we're calling this thing, into it. I found I didn't like that in the experience, but mileage is your own. What I don't like about this cover though is when you fold it back, because the front cover has that little cutout section and the back cover doesn't, it's kind of finicky to just close it. You can't just kind of quickly close it. You have to finagle with it a bit before the cover closes. But I do think Amazon did a really good job with this leather cover, and I wish they did as good a job with their other Kindles. So the question comes down to, who is this Kindle for? Well, I have thoughts on that. They're still developing, but this video is already getting long, so that's going to be the next video. When it appears, you'll be able to click over here to go watch it, or if you want to hear about the writing experience on the iPad, you can check out this video over here where I talk about the upcoming Freeform app on the iPad and the iPhone and the Mac, and hear my thoughts about that when that drops. Click on the subscribe button down below. Talk to you next time. Bye.